Hi guys, Ariel and Johnny here, and today we're checking out Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. It's going to be a little bit of a deep dive.
What we want to do is really look at the song from as many different angles as possible, go into a bit of the notation, some of the theory behind it, look at the rhythms, and also the technique. So hopefully we'll pick up lots of skills that will help not just with this song, but with fingerstyle playing in general.
And please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. You can do so right over here.
Even if it's your first time here, then please ring the bell. And if you liked, then you can like if you like. Before we get started, we're going to be using a guitar in standard tuning, but we're going to have a capo on the 2nd fret. So it sounds like A major, but we play it like G. So in this lesson, what we want to do is not just show you what to do to play the songs, but actually how to do it and how to learn to do it and what we feel is the best approach. So the first thing is to start with the right hand. What's the right hand technique that we need to use? What's the best way to do that? Now, obviously, there are a few different ways of doing it, but there are some fundamentals. First, let's just name the fingers.
P for thumb, I for index, M for the middle finger, and A for the ring finger. Now, we name the fingers differently so that we don't get them confused. So for the left hand, we just have simply 1, 2, 3, and 4.
If you look at anyone who plays guitar really, really well, you'll see they always use their fingers to pluck. So with a big uninhibited motion with the fingers, we want to keep the hand open. I recommend you can either plant your pinky down on the scratch plate, or you could plant your ring finger and your pinky, or just your ring finger on the high E string, or you could keep your hand really free, just like a classical hand. But you do not want these two curling up. For me, I'm going to plant these two fingers on the E string, and I'm going to put my thumb on the A, my index on the G, my middle on the B. That's the P, I, and M. And what we're going to do to start with is just practice plucking those strings. And as you can see, I'm not taking my hand away. I'm not using my hand to pluck. It's not really a great sound. What I'm doing is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I really suggest really getting the hang of that before moving on with anything else. So it uses very sparsely voiced chords, 3-note chords throughout the whole verse. And there's what's called a pedal note, one note which never changes. It's called a pedal note because on the organ, they used to play this one same note with a pedal board. And the pedal note is this open G string. The first chord's a C major 7th chord. The second chord's a G5 chord. The third chord is an E minor chord. The last chord is a D with like an add 11 because of that G pedal note in it. Peace sign finger is always playing on the B and the G string, the 2nd and the 3rd string, and the thumb is always playing on the 5th except for the 2nd chord where it comes up to the 6th string. And there are a few different ways of fingering it. The way Tracy Chapman fingers is with finger 3, and then a little jump to finger 2 and finger 3, then finger 3 slides up. You can get the slide for the E minor, and then you come back like that.
So we're in 4/4, 2 chords per bar, and if we have 2 half notes, we'd be using beats 1 and beats 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. But in this case, we have what's called a push, which is when you anticipate the beat. The 2nd chord in the bar comes a little bit earlier. It comes on 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And that gets repeated.
So instead of coming on beat 1 and beat 3, it comes on beat 1 and then on the upbeat in between 2 and 3. Sounds like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 So I would recommend practicing that first. Also, if you're going to sing, it's great to have a simple version that you can practice. So you can practice just the chords. Of course, we know by ear that there's a few little filly bits that come in. So let's have a look at them. We have this hammer on, and then we play these 2 fingers again. So it's actually C major 7th hammers on to C becomes a C chord, and then a C major 7th again. Then after the G chord, we just step down from the highest note to the 2nd highest note. The E chord gets held. You could play the bass again if you like. Once more with the D sus 11, the D add 11. We have that little step down afterwards. I'll just run through that. Hammer on, step down, bass, the introduction and in one of the interludes, there's also a little ornamentation, which sounds like this. Really simple. Like to do that on the piano would be mega simple, but on guitar we got to make some arrangements. So from here, we come up with finger 1 and finger 2. And it comes on the third repeat in the introduction, and then later in one of the interludes, and just gives a nice little bit of variety.
So for this piece, we're in the key of G major, and we're using chords 1, the G, chord 4, the C, chord 5, the D, and chord 6, the E minor. The song starts with chord 4, then goes to chord 1, C to G, and then chord 6 into chord 5. So it gives a slightly unusual, unfinished feeling. If you're really interested in the theory of it, you first have a plagal cadence, which is chord 4 to 1, kind of a soft close, a soft resolution. It resolves into chord 1, but it's quite soft. And then you have chord 6 into chord 5, which is an imperfect cadence, and that's kind of an unfinished, unresolved ending.
So the song repeats the verse 4 times before the first chorus. The chorus is fairly short. What happens in the chorus is you have the same chords, except now they're strummed, and the harmonic rhythm doubles. So instead of having 2 chords per bar, you have 1 chord per bar. So you have 4 bars, each chord once. Now in terms of the strumming, it uses a kind of 8th note strumming, but the feel is very much that all the strums are going down. If you watch Tracy Chapman play it herself, she does some of them down, some of them up. I suggest to start with just doing them down. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4 for this first part of the chorus. Let's just have a look at what that sounds like. We've got C, G, E minor, and D. So that's the first part of the chorus, and then it goes into this climax of the chorus where it goes C, E minor. There, once again, we have the push. 1, 2, and 4. And then a whole bar of D. And once again, 1, 2, and 4. And finally it ends with, and again I would do them down. And then straight back into the riff. So much of Tracy Chapman's music deals with the plight of those who don't have a voice themselves, those who are marginalized in society somehow. And Fast Car's a perfect example of this. So it's fitting that she really came to prominence in 1988 when she played this song at a tribute concert for Nelson Mandela in Wembley Stadium. It was his 70th birthday tribute concert. Of course, at the time, he was in prison. And of course, he was also representing an enormous population of people who were being totally marginalized under the apartheid government.
I do it because these are the things that matter to me. I just feel that we all have a role to play in trying to make the world better.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed that.
Hey,
Okay, never mind. I got a new idea.
we hope you've enjoyed, and if you haven't yet subscribed or liked the video, please do so.
Only if you like the video. If you like it, then like it. If you don't like, you don't have to like. But you should still subscribe, because there could be a video later that you might like, and then you could press like then. A lot of the time we just play, but we never really learn, and they're two different things. And it's quite important actually to not just play, because when you just play, you certainly develop some skills, but we don't actually. You can like me, you know, I played this song for 15 years. But just from 1 or 2 days of preparing this lesson and really looking at it, I'm going to play it way better for the next 15 years. So we hope you've enjoyed. We've enjoyed making the lesson a lot.
See you soon, guys.
We'll see you soon. Ciao.